I always said I would quit weed when I was like 60, 75, when I've lived life and I become a old prune. But the older I got, I realized it's not the way to handle weed addiction. A lot of times, and not just with weed, with anything that we know will benefit us and give us a better life, we'll put it off, we'll procrastinate, we'll say, well, I'll do it next week, or I'll do it next year, or I'll do it next month. And before we know it, 20, 30 years has passed and we're still stuck in our same habits. And people that I know that, let's say, have continued to smoke weed past the age of 40 in their 50s, they're not going to stop. They're going to be just old ass people just still in a nursing home trying to sneak out and smoke a joint. My mama, for example. So I would say if you're on your journey, or if you're smoking weed, you've been thinking about quitting, you're saying, I'll live life and I'll put it off. I'll quit once I'm old, or I'll quit once I'm at another stage of life. If you're thinking about it, if you're contemplating it, there is a reason that you're doing so. And I think it's not going to benefit you by trying to put it off until you're old. And let's be honest, when you're old, you're washed up, you're used. Okay, before people say that, okay, age is not a number. I mean, let's be honest, you're more valuable, especially a man or a woman, you're more valuable at 35 than you are at 65. I mean, you may have some wisdom, but physically, you're, you have lost strength. You may be a little slower at certain things. Your kids are grown. I mean, you pretty much you're where you're gonna you're where you're gonna be professionally, or where you have been professionally. What's the point of doing so once you're 60 years old? Now, if you're in your 20s, in your 30s, now is the time to see how life is without the rose-colored glasses of weed. Weed is so hard to quit because it's really not that bad a drug if you use it sparingly or use it in moderation. But like today, people now, especially in our society of depression, anxiety, and stress, and rather than solve those things, we're just using things to cope with those things. So we're not actually solving our actual issues. So in a time now where people are more depressed than ever, have more anxiety than ever, and weed is becoming more legalized, or becoming legal in states, more people are smoking weed than any time in human history, and people are not going to stop. And not only are they smoking weed, they are abusing weed, and it's causing them to not actually solve their problems. But it can be hard to quit because, it seems like it helps you. It helps out with your stress, helps your anxiety. It doesn't tear your life up. You're not on the streets. You didn't steal your mama's wedding ring to get a hit. See, I don't really, have an issue. But if you're in your prime, in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, don't let life slip you by. Because probably, being honest, if you wait till you're, like I said, over 50, you probably won't quit. And you would just go your whole life, high. But it's great to stop these things while we're still in our youth, while we still have our strength, while we still have our vigor, to see how life will be, or see how far we can go at this point in life. Because, like I said, in your 20s, in your 30s, you have your career that you're pursuing. You have opportunities that are going to be open to you that won't be open to you in your old age. I would actually argue that maybe you shouldn't start abusing weed until you're old. Me and my wife, we always say, I actually quit cigarettes before I quit weed about 8 years ago, maybe about 7 years ago, whatever. And we made up, we still have kind of a pact that if we get to 75 and we're not dead, maybe 70, I'm not sure, we're going to start back smoking cigarettes. Because at that point, I mean, you're old. What's the harm? Your kids are grown, don't have small children. I mean, why not? So maybe we should actually think of it backwards. Maybe we shouldn't smoke weed in our younger day, but actually wait till we're old, wait till we don't have as much responsibility, wait till our kids are grown, Wait till where life is just, you going out on the porch and just smelling the fresh air, and you don't have to go through that rigmarole or the hustle and the day-to-day 8 to 5 the drive, trying to become somebody, trying to take care of people, trying to find yourself, trying to discover yourself. Let's do that under clear eyes and save the weed for our retirement years, if you will. So with that being said, just a quick motivation. Like I said, if you are trying to quit and you're saying, maybe I'll wait till I'm old. Don't wait till you're old, because if you wait till you're old, you probably just won't quit. You just spend your whole life high and a less than individual. I'm sorry, you will be. So until next time, guys, please like, subscribe, share. Most importantly, comment below. And remember, we are all we are all in this together. Peace.